The time is now. It's back to the bronze. It's like, wow, he's back to the bronze. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps from under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the bronze. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the bronze. Back to the bronze. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the bronze. All right. It's back to work. Yeah, darn near 1 in the morning. How does it happen? I don't know. I do know, but all right. So YouTube channel number 1. Not a lot of promotion happening this week. A little bit, not a ton. Not a lot to report on that front. I would say it's going down, but that's okay because I can get to what's been taking the most amount of time where I've made the most progress. It's not the YouTube channel this at the moment. Trump's going to dump, no promotion happening there, so nothing really happening on that front. Merch, nothing happening on that front. Rules of engagement, nothing really happening on that front. So you will be glorified. I did attend the church in Renton today. Renton or Highlands Community Church put a blessing. So it's good stuff. Get to go out there. Good music. Didn't meet any of the music people. Well, I think I met one of them, or the husband of one of the singers. Incredible singing. So just a blessing, you know. So the one girl sung so effortlessly beautiful. I always like effortless, beautiful singing. There's nothing like that. So we'll see. But got my daughter's excited about the church, so and we like it, so we'll be checking it out, getting to know people. It's a thing about, I think people don't understand this when you go into a church. You don't just walk in, and we do know people there already, but if you don't know anyone, that takes time. So it takes time. We'll just work on getting to know people in the music ministry and things like that. And it should come up more and more. I just bring it up here and there and just see who's doing what. But that's good. So I still think I might go to the church in Bothell and say hi, but let's just see what happens here. Maybe if we're being invited back very nicely, and we appreciate that. So I think that makes a big difference. It's like at least a 30-minute drive from our house, but still, we went out to North Bend. That was more like 40 plus minutes. So it's at least closer than North Bend. So yeah, let's see. Bellevue Ballers, we're working on that. I had 2 blocks of 3 days off in a row, and I'm really getting a little frustrated that I'm not getting to working on this project the way I hope to, but I got a portion of tomorrow. It's like just all this playing catch up with getting a vehicle, finally getting a vehicle, we finally got my vehicle back. Last time I talked to you, I didn't have my vehicle. Now I have it. Now it smells more like onions than it ever had in this entire career. And it's got to get the window fixed, and people aren't communicating still. It's just been a nightmare. So, hey, Jeff, how's your music? Well, answer the phone when I call you about my car, please. Then I can work on some other stuff. So some of these things are beyond my control. I full court press it. The minute it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, this guy's not answering, I'm going to start calling this guy. I swear, the minute it happened twice when I was going to change mechanics, when I just talked about it, it was ready. And when I planned it, all of a sudden something happened. It was amazing. Just like if you sit back and wait, nothing happens. The minute you start making other plans, then something starts to happen. So you got to stay on offense. I was sitting on my hands thinking I didn't have any options, but in the end, I am the consumer. It might cost me time and money to make a change, but at least I got to have some say in this. All right. My Reformation music video is where I put some time. I was hoping, I don't think I'm going to have the time. I was hoping to put a good hour into just watching it and studying it, because next Sunday I can get with Noah again. I don't think I'll have the time to really watch it. I don't want to go. I don't want to take up any more time than I need to from him without just being ready, fully ready. Here it is. Here's what I want to do, and I'm done with it. But it takes me to, to know what footage I have, and I'll say 97, 98% done, but why not take care of it all with just another little more time to study it and watch it. When I watch the video, I like how the intro starts out. That's really nice, And again, if I compare this video to a lot of these videos I see, I think it smokes it because some of those videos are just boring. They really don't do it. They're nothing. Here we got all this neat scenery and the water tower. It's going to be great. So I'm excited about it, but I can do it even a little better. I had Inyas and Chong. It's been so long. Chong helped me with this shooting, and I just like to use use the content that they help me create. So, so that should be, like I said, man, I hope to at least, like I said, I'm going to at least have the goal of a minimum of putting an hour into watching it. Just watch the video and then right there, I'm a little bothered. Then stop and try to find some footage and write out. Like I noticed the third verse, I've got good footage that I can intersperse in there. That's just, I only have it, me doing the third verse in the walk-in cooler, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you see the video, but I also have it at the water tower that I haven't used at all. So that just needs to be done. It's easier to work on the beginning because that's where you start, and then you kind of, as the thing goes on, you're like not getting to it. So I'm a little more focused on the second half of the video right now. So that's where that is. And now music. Like I heard from John. So what's up, John? So we got, and we're talking about songs. And we'll get to it, but he mentioned Mark's over in Ballard, which could be a good thing as far as help with the music. He's going to have more time, so if he's interested in staying in communication, which I do have his instrumentals that I can do whenever I'm ready. But for him, that's a whole game changer to go from Wallingford to Ballard. So good thing this week. Oh, and I did forget to show. Gotta at least show my merch. We're cat fans over here. We got to see a burb today, a cat. But here's this merch. And but I did. I gotta say thank you to Nye who made a purchase on this. I should show. I think it's right here. Let me see if I can grab this because I'm gonna promote. I should have promoted on my. I should have promoted it on my, I don't have it here. I guess I stuck it in my shirt pocket. So how does he say his body shop? It's on 720 South Jackson Street. Satan. It almost sounds like Satan, but he wasn't saying exactly like that. Satan or something. It's spelled, he said it's from Laos. That's his country of origin. But thank you to him, and I'll get the feedback on. When I asked him the question, what kind of music do you like? He said hip hop. So there you go. Asked another person, this other guy like classical, he listens to only the radio. So he wasn't really a candidate to get a CD, but I was good, man. I really appreciate him because I'm like, do you have a CD player? I don't want to push it, but I think I have one. So he was like, trying to make it work. So thank you. So that was nice to have that. So I got a sale on the CD. Yeah, pardon me here. All right. So, current event wise, like I said, I had a good day meeting with like-minded people. Start having Sundays like that. I'll be better for my spirit, better for my soul. But we're having a conversation that came to my attention. In our conversations, you start thinking about double standards, things that don't make sense, but they're endless. But one thing that we were talking about is how, I'm a homeless person. Well, they can't show their proof of vaccination because they don't, do they even have any ID at all? So we're in a situation here where I guess in King County, in order to dine in an eating establishment. And by the way, they're never going to be fully able to enforce this thing. There just isn't the manpower to do it. It's all bullying and threats. They don't have enough people to work, period, anywhere. So it's just not possible. And there's not enough other people's money to spend to pay for some joker to go around and try to enforce this stuff. But they want proof of vaccination. They want physical proof. But how about physical proof that you're legit to vote? Do you need that? You don't need that. It's too hard to get. There's no access. I love it. I love to throw it in their face. That's crazy. But again, what is it really about? It's about extortion. It's about taking from the producers and not giving to the non-producers. It's a quid pro quo. You take from the producers, give to the non-producers, but you're buying their vote, and you're just crashing the whole system. On that note, I think I'll get back to the rhymes. All right, well, that's a pretty dire thing, but you talk about dystopia and all this. If you look around, there's never been so much graffiti on the freeway around downtown, driving just through down under the convention center. There's never, for sure in the history of my life, ever been so much graffiti on the freeways. It's terrible. Civic pride, forget civic pride. Okay, where's my song? Uh-oh. Oh no, he's reaching in his bag and he's not finding his song. What's going on here? Oh, here it is. We're sitting on my song. All right, good news. Good news, everybody. I'm sitting on my song. All right. And then I thought I brought a notebook to write on. Here it is. I got my good pen. I'm in a different location, my own house, my own apartment. So I'm liking it, something different. All right. The song's called The Interloper. I had the Underground Bible Scholar with me there last week. That was a good time. Got his perspective. I really don't know what he's saying. Leon's talk was exactly dead on. I don't know if it affects how I write this song at all, but it's something. First of all, I got to think back. I'm not a huge fan of the term takeaway, but what do I get out of it? What can I implement, right? So what he was talking about was Babel, Tower of Babel. Oh man, I can't remember. I plan on watching it with my daughter, watching it back just so she could see it. It's very informative. But gosh, I'm trying to think on what. Nothing comes to mind, but I mean, the alphabet thing was good though. I mean, just dropping too many dimes on me. It's hard to keep up. But anyway, so I got ideas for the song. I'm just going to continue with it. So the interloper is what I'm calling it. Would you think to let the interloper in, even if he had the wrong kind of skin, even though he's been where you've been, even though he knows what time it is? Would you think to let the interloper stay? So the next line wrote itself. Even if he had the wrong kind of face. When I say that line, I always think about that "Come On, Feel the Noise," that Quiet Riot. It's like, what does he say? Even though I got a funny face, whatever. I don't remember what he said. It's funny though. Okay. If he had the wrong kind of face, even though I'd say it's pretty natural to say he's clearly out of place. That's interesting how I wrote that. But still, the time you heard, I don't know if I'd say that. But he still know the time. I'd say that. But he still know the time. I think I used to say that a lot. I know what time it is, just reading. I know what's up. But, okay. So that's kind of the hook. Would you think to let the antelope in, even if he had the wrong kind of skin, even though he's been where you've been, even though he knows what time it is? Would you think to let the antelope stay, even if he had the wrong kind of face, even though he's clearly out of place, but he still knows the time? Okay, so KRS-One talks about white kids calling themselves the tables turn as the crosses burn, and you must learn. So, in a way, that's really, I'm not really saying much. I mean, okay, I'll say, I think it's Al Sharpton I was talking about this. And I think he's really talking about probably was when he's saying interlopers, maybe he's talking about, you had a white flight, and then you had, what do you call this? That's like a diaspora, and now they come a return to the city, gentrify, so to speak. Maybe that's what that is. I think that's what he's talking about. So you have urban blight. I might use that on a line. What if I can even spell that? Blight. We just keep talking about it over and over, but again, it goes back to civic pride. What kind of city you want to live in? People aren't moving on with their lives, and they don't have the money to stay where they live, because I've been through that too. I don't live in Green Lake anymore. I want to go back, maybe not, but I'd like the option. Building Ballers. Okay. How is that spelled? I never tried to spell it. Blemish. Blight. Any of several plant diseases that result in the death of leaves, growing tips, or an entire plant. An adverse environmental condition as air pollution. One that withers hopes or ambitions, impairs growth, or halts prosperity. The state or result of being blighted. Okay. To cause the decline, decay, to ruin, destroy. Doesn't know the origin. But that's interesting. One that withers hopes or ambitions, impairs growth, or halts prosperity. That sounds like that could be right. That's kind of an interesting way. Now, I'm not a part of anything to do with that so-called gentrification, because our daughter could go to a school that's a result of that, because people are returning to the central area that didn't used to live there a few years back. And my pastor from church explained some of the real on-the-ground differences. He talked about west of 23rd, and, strip between 23rd and Martin Luther King. And I suppose when you go towards the lake east, being nicer on those two sides of those two roads. That's more specific than it used to be, more spread out. It reminds me of in Seattle, North Seattle, with maybe the exception of Green Lake. between I-5 and Aurora going up, it's just not as nice as when you get to the two opposite sides of the, west of Aurora, east of I-5, and then continue on. It's continually nicer. So property value, people want to live where they want to live. You're going to sell to the highest bidder. It's just the way it works. But you still know the time. So I guess if I want to say, here's what's interesting. Okay, so me as a quote unquote interloper, my heart is with the people of the neighborhood. And I think I could say I would relate to these folks. But the people that are moving into these neighborhoods vote the exact same way as the people that are there driving out. That's what I'll say. I vote different than both of them most of the time. Even though given the opportunity, I can make the case and they might change their thought process on some of this stuff. But basically, my heart's with the people there. My goal would be for prosperity to happen in that area, right? That's what I want to see. I want people to have choices. I don't want anyone to have to feel pushed out of what they've known as their home. So it's better to address the urban blight and to give people tools, right? Anyway, I'm all about it. So let's say, because that's what the story is. The story is back in the day, I went to Southern University. I was helping get signatures to get a bus to go out to the Million Man March. And I was invited to be a part of it. Some people didn't like me being a part of it. I kind of backed out of being a part of it, but I helped get the bus, and there's a bunch of drama around it. But I think for some, it wasn't really welcome, but no one talked me out of getting it. I hadn't thought of this, but I'm going to say it. No one ever tried to stop me from getting signatures to get the bus. They just didn't want me to do it. And I'm not talking about everybody. There's a lot of people that liked what I was doing and wanted me to continue doing it. Why wouldn't you? So, but there are some people that had a hard time with it. They had made their mind up that someone like myself was not trustworthy based on what they see. Fair enough. Based on their life experience. I'm not judging it. But I'm just trying to make the case for, and this could be ideology, ethnicity, anything. You got to hopefully take people at their word, give them an opportunity. That's, everyone has to choose what they want to do with that. So let me start out with this urban blight. I had it spelled right. Blight, B-L-I. I want to 100% make sure I have this spelled right. That's bad. I didn't do that. Sorry. I'll go right to it. At least have the confidence it's there. B-L-I-G-H-T. This urban blight. Such a sore sight. Let me move that down here. This urban blight, such a sore sight. Yeah, they pour right. Is a poor spirit. This urban decay. What else can you say? Except it gotta be that way. Is a born of spirit. They is that I'm here. If they is, let them hear it. From the interloper. Like the other. Not, but let me see. Not like the other. Not like all the others. That talk a good game. But leave you in the gutter. And go buy another. Anyway. The gutter. Let's see what I have. From the interloper, not like the others, but that talk a good game, but leave you in the gutter. Brother to brother. Heart to heart. Heart to heart. Heart. It's just too weak to say it. Heart to heart. Looking to turn around things and make a new start. Okay, let me do this real quick. This urban blight, such a sore sight. They poor, right? Is they poor in spirit? This urban decay. What else can you say? Except it gotta be that way. If they're that is, I'll have to work on that. If they is, let them hear it. From the interloper, Not like all the others that talk a good game that leave you in the gutter. Brother to brother, heart to heart, looking to turn around things to make a new start. Till next week. See you then.